Here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Chrism. You may not have known that. Um, and I'm going live to kind of make up for my uh, lack of presence at the Zoom meeting today. So I just wanted to say hello to everybody. And Facebook has had me on a live. Well, they've been punishing me for posting something that they didn't agree with, so I was banned from being live for a month. So anyway, if you have questions or comments that you'd like to make, please feel free to write them in here. I'll try to get to them. I haven't done these live things in a long time, so bear with me if you can. Regarding some of the questions that are on the group, there will be many phenomena such as floating balls of light or a flash of really bright lightning or lights within your eyes, like into either corner of your eyes, and lights behind your eyes, lights behind your eyelids. So be aware of these things. There's also a light phenomena that you might experience when you do certain kinds of spinal twist. These spinal twists can release a level of energy from the spine itself, but it will come through the visual cortex. And you'll see these. One of the best ways I can describe them is a more brilliant form of neon fish. If you've ever seen the little neon fish, they're blue and red, and they're bright because they put a black light over them. But it kind of reminds me of that, with much more of a yellow flame at the beginning of the light, with the red and the blue in the tail. So I just waved at you, Tomei. You're going to have a lot of different levels of light phenomena, and I've been having these since I was like 6 or 7 years old. And hello, Henrique. And so I noticed that became a question on the group, and so I wanted to address that. Also, with regards to the petty tyrants in a job situation, this is really one of the most common aspects of employment certainly in the United States, but from some of my students in England, I can say that it's probably an aspect of English and Western European expression within the employment environment. And I really feel that it's more an issue of human nature. And that is to mistreat the people that you're working with. to kind of get the bosses and managers, and certainly not all of them. I'm not going to suggest that all of them are doing this, but definitely some of them are out here in the United States for sure. They will abuse their power and position over you and just, kind of make your work environment psychologically difficult or emotionally difficult. And from there, it can move into a difficulty of physical dimension. So, hello, Marie. Hello, Sean. So, yeah, it's something to be aware of. The Kundalini will place you into these positions. She will guide you into these job situations where you're going to be terrorized by a manager or a boss or a fellow worker, co-worker. And a lot of this, part of the reasoning behind this, is to learn to be forgiving, learning to be tolerant, learning to strengthen those two qualities, learning to keep yourself and your self-validation intact, even when it's being attacked by other people. Okay, and this may take a while for you to develop these very, very, very important qualities. And so I want to encourage you, for those of you that have difficult work environments, bosses and managers and whatnot, that unless you're being given an option by your grace to move to a different type of work environment, don't leave because you're frustrated by how you're being treated. Do your job well. Do your job well. Be the best worker there. And they will still come at you, and that's okay. Let them come at you. Don't leave. Don't quit, especially, if the Kundalini isn't giving you another option. Okay. Don't leave. Don't quit. Learn to take from the bitterness of your experience a strengthening of your entire system. A strengthening through tolerance, through forgiveness, through the opportunity, so this is, with gratitude for the opportunity to be able to grow within your Kundalini, within this type of a social experiment, or shall I say classroom. It's very important for people to have these opportunities to develop within a situation that is pressurized. Because Kundalini is a pressurized situation, and as you deal with these toxic bosses and these toxic managers, toxic co-workers, you're learning specific skill sets that will allow you to deal with the aspects of yourself that come up from the Kundalini, in the purification process. These actual aspects of yourself will also have tendencies towards terrorizing other people. I know, we're all angels here, but sometimes we're not. So, in many ways, you can mirror, you can take it as a mirror, the boss that you're dealing with. You can take as a mirror and look at those aspects within yourself and clean that up. And sometimes, as you clean that up, you also will have cleaned up the reflection in your worksite. So all of a sudden, the boss that has treated you poorly will now be treating you quite nicely. It's very interesting in the fact that, as within, so without, right? The as above, so below, as within, inside yourself, as within, so without. And this is another truism. This is something that is true, and this is something that you can really grab onto, because with Kundalini we are forced to be extremely honest with ourselves. And I'm trying to press all these wave buttons here. Thank you for the hearts. I'm not quite sure where they go. They just seem to disappear into my beard. So anyway, you're given these reflections, and you have to be extremely honest in how you relate to those reflections. None of us, is able to escape from the manifestations of negativity. Okay, we have negativity within us because of, we've been raised in a society that in many ways fosters negativity. And the Kundalini has also brought us into negativity simply because it knows that by the use of negativity, we can find our positivity. And it's the positivity that is provoked by the negativity which gives us the balance between positive and negative. Is that as clear as mud? I see everybody's leaving. Should I talk about sex? What? What is it? I'm just kidding. I feel like I'm talking to myself here. Anyway, so there's that aspect, and it's something that is very important, I think, for people to be able to fit into their Kundalini activation or awakening experiences. You've got to do the inner work. Now I'm going to change subject a little bit here and come on over to the Shaktipat that is currently underway. With the Shaktipat, the way it's set up within me is that the people that are getting it, there's going to be a subtle form of electrocution occurring. Okay, a subtle form of electrocution that is occurring for the participants, and this is going to come through the scatter field. Some of you are already experiencing it, and this will not be something that you commonly experience within yourself, unless you're, I guess maybe if you were high on some sort of a drug that you might have that level. I don't know, but hello, Giovanni. And so it's a form of electrocution, and it's not it's not to the degree where you're shaking around like you stuck your finger in a light socket. It's not like that. It's more subtle, but it is powerful because it will play upon your nerves. It will play upon your emotions. The other bodies of human expression, the emotional body, the psychological body, the mental body, will feel this often stronger than the physical body. Often, Ishta's doing something here. Hi, Ishta, honey. Often, we will look to the physical body for reference points on what is happening to us, because usually it's from the physical sensate body that we make our reference points, and we're able to discern what is happening to us. But that won't always be the case with the Shaktipat. The Kundalini will go to where it wants to go within you. Remember, it's an intelligent, self-aware consciousness that is being transferred into you and that is activating within you. And so it will go often to the more subtle bodies of the human expression. And this would be the emotional body, the mental body, the psychological body, the spiritual body. And so Ishta honey, thank you. She's supporting that statement. So anyway, you will feel this subtle electrocution. Often, those of you that are sensitive to this type of an energy will feel the subtle electrocution happening. And this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so when I give you the Shaktipat, or when it comes through the scatter field, and you start feeling tense, or you start feeling, whoa, God, what is that? Maybe your skin will crawl a little bit, or you'll feel like your responses to others are short, curt. How are you today? I'm fine. Did you sleep well? Yeah. So you just want to realize what is happening. You're in the Shaktipat. You're within the scatter field right now, 5 feet above your left shoulder, and it's tied in. It's tied in, so energy is being transferred. You want to practice loving behaviors. You want to practice selfless service for other people. You want to give love, give service, because the energy that is electrocuting you will amplify those expressions of grace, and this makes the person much less tense. This is an invitation to go into a loving relationship with your environment, whether it be a tree or a flower, dog, cat, dragonfly, bird, garden, waterfall, whatever it may be, but also to other people. the senior citizen that needs help crossing the street, or the senior citizen that might need to have their lunch bought for them that you can do ahead of them because you're ahead of them in line, and you just, if you have the ability, you just plunk down some more money and say whatever the senior citizen 3 people behind me needs, this pays for it. Or you just give a homeless person some money who's not begging for it. They're just sitting there looking lost, and it's like, what the heck do I do now? And you give them some money. It's not, you're not trying to feed whatever addiction they have. You're just helping other people. You help the children. You help normal adults, young adults, normal, medium-aged adults. You just begin to help people. And you reach out, and you do this on purpose, and it's weird sometimes. At first it's weird. It's weird because you're kind of going, damn, this is so different from how I normally am. But as you start doing it, it gets easier and easier and easier. And I suggest that you really tie into it, and you really allow this to become an expression, especially while you're in the Shaktipat. The Shaktipat incorporates the use of the safety protocols, and this is part of those safety protocols. So really practice your forgiveness, your tolerance, your gratitude, and your selfless service to other people. Really express your love, your caring, your kindness, your consideration for the environment around you, and that includes your social environment and your environment with. I have Mr. Crow is here, and he's exploring the kitchen right now. You want to see Mr. Crow? Here's Mr. Crow. Say hi. Hello. Hello. That's Mr. Crow. He's a good friend. Anyway, so this is what I wanted to talk a little bit about. And I don't see any questions yet over here on the left-hand side. And so I'm going to assume that there are no questions here. And we'll try to complete waving at everybody. And yes, Pragya Sharma, I do the Shaktipat. Or I should say the Shaktipat is done through me. Okay. So here we are. I apologize for missing our Zoom meeting. I want to thank Matt, Dr. Matt Collins, for putting those on. And I was trying to reach India, because I know that if we're doing it and it's 12 midnight in India, and I know that not everybody can stay up that late to participate in those things. So thank you all for watching, and have a beautiful day or night, whatever it is for you. Bye-bye.